Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well, and welcome to today's edition of 600 Seconds of Trading. My name is Alejandro Zambrano, Chief Market Analyst with TradeCaptain.com. So we're going to take a look at the markets as we usually do at this time of the morning and see what's going on. Obviously, one of the big moves, or not big moves, but some move in the pound is on the back of this. So Donald Trump with an exclusive interview with the Sun say, May has wrecked Brexit, US deal is off. Other comments here as well. Boris would be a great PM. Migration is killing Europe. Terror is Khan's fault. So this caused the pound to soften, and you've seen further continuation of softening of the pound today. I have not read the actual interview myself. I'm going to see if I can read it afterwards. Obviously, the Sun is famous, more of a tabloid than anything. They like to, they're very good at creating good headlines to get people's attention. So I'm not sure really how much this mattered. There was a nice little interview with on NATO yesterday, and Donald Trump appears to have confused Ireland being part of the UK as well. So, and he didn't really have too much bad to say about this yesterday, but in this interview, appears to be different. We'll see, but I can definitely tell you that the pound is lower today with about 76 points. Now, before we look into the actual charts, please bear in mind that this is live. I'm going to conduct some live technical analysis of financial markets. And financial markets trading in general is very risky. As well, I'm going to share my views, my opinions, and conduct some live technical analysis. I'm going to tell you where I think people are buying and selling. But this is not to be viewed as buy or sell recommendations. Rather, it's just my opinion and something educational to potentially help you become better traders. So that's what we're going to be doing now. And if you have any questions about this in the risk disclosure statement, click here in the very bottom. Important if you're new to the markets. And let's begin here. Maurizio, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Maurizio from Italy. If anybody else is here and you have a YouTube, say hello. That's always good. And let's begin. So let's just continue with the pound here as while we at it. So the pound is moving to the downside, and this is a daily chart. You can see how the price has been going lower and lower over the last few months. And I was definitely bearish on the breaks here, but now as we started to reach, the market declined quite a bit without any major sort of pause, decline of 1,300 pips. The market, I'm starting becoming more reluctant to sell, but things are changing. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to do nothing here. I do acknowledge the fact that the trend is short-term bearish below 133.65, but I don't want to do nothing here right now. We're just above this massive support level. We bounced here by the end of last year and stayed here for more than a month. But if we take out this level, which is the November low of last year at 130.36, and I suspect this could cause the pound to tumble to the next support level, which is this level here from August 2017. So that's interesting on a break to this low. Now, if we look at the euro is moving to the downside. We talked about this, and the market reversed here and sort of moved to the downside. It's not something I really want to trade or get involved with. I am long dollars. I've been buying dollars against copper. I booked profits last week. I bought dollars against platinum. I booked profits on that last week as well. I am bought dollars against the Turkish lira, and I am also long dollar yen, which is something I communicated to you guys in the technical analysis section here, and I put that on my Twitter as well. My Twitter is AlexFX00, and to give you an idea, this is that dollar yen setup. I'm still long dollar yen. We had to break here. I got involved. I did actually get involved at 111.25. but I closed that out, and then I got involved at 111.44, and I'm targeting 113, but I just increased that profit target to 113.20. And then we'll see there's a lot of resistance up here between 113.40 and 115. And if you look at the daily chart, then it's quite clear to see that this 114.57 level blocked price in May last year, and then in July, and then in November. So it's not going to be an easy feat to take this level out. But if we do take this level out, then maybe we'll push from 114.62 all the way up to 118.63, which is up here. So I find that interesting, but we need to take out that level yet. We haven't done so. So until that happens, most likely I'll book profits around 113. Now let's revert back to the 600 seconds of trading schedule and marks we look at, and the next one is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has moved to the downside. There's not a lot of activity going on here, and if you traded this in the past, which I have, you know that on a relative basis it's extremely boring right now. There's not much happening. I think it can maybe move up a little bit, but I think traders are going to sell. And as long as you trade above 68.21, then I think we go lower. Take this out, we go up. What's important here is not if I'm right or wrong. What's important here is the risk reward. If indeed the trend is bearish, then if we've been selling here at the levels we discussed over the last few days, then we'd risked about 8%. If we go down to the low, we make 8.5% return. And then if we go slower, we make more than that, okay? On the other hand, if I'm wrong, then yes, okay, we'll lose 8%. But maybe the market will, rally with 14 following that break. And if it really bottoms out, even more. So it's not about if we're right or wrong. It's about how much money we win when we win and how much money we lose when we lose. Here is price of gold. And gold, again, I don't want to sell it here. I was bearish up here. And I was actually looking at it. It was one of my top ideas for May. Where I said in May here that this market would probably move to the downside, and the market did go to the downside. And this is the December low where we said look to book profits, right? And the market did reach the levels. Now it's just trading sideways. And if we take out 1237, which is this level here, then I suspect we can trade lower to 1204. I think the way traders will operate is that if we break the low, they sell and they just put a stop loss above today's high. So that is something to keep a close eye on today. Now here is crude oil, which we also discussed a few days ago. The market was trading sideways and was very, very boring. But I said if we take out the low, this market could probably touch our target at, which is the June 25th high at 69.45. It took 2 days and we reached that level yesterday. And I think it took about 24 hours. Now going forward, this market is still slightly bearish. And I think if we swing up to the breakout level, the trader is going to sell. So I still think we have a little bit more pain here, but it's not the ideal market to short. Why is it like that? Well, because we would be fighting the big picture uptrend like that. And this could just be a corrective move. And then over the next few days, it stabilizes here and then that's it. It goes up again and, takes out the highs. But I don't think that, so with that in mind, if you're still short, maybe you can hold on to it for a little bit longer. The alternative is goes up and you can sell here, but it's not a very good opportunity. Much better opportunities, gold taking out support, especially because Twitter Finance got all very excited here a few days ago about this bounce here. And when the majority has their eye on something, then it tends to get it, then it just tends to be wrong. For more on that, actually, you should check out the tools and sentiment indicator. This client sentiment indicator shows you how traders are positioned in these markets, and this data source from Amana Capital. And it's just an unfortunate truth that, case that a lot of people that trade financial markets are relatively new, because a lot of people try 6 months, a year, and then if it doesn't work out, they give up, but they go doing something else. And then obviously you have a few people that have been doing it for years, like myself. And after a few years or so, you usually discover what works and does not work, and you can make money. But the average retail trader with small accounts, which is still what's the case here, they tend to get it wrong. To give you an idea, here we know, for example, like dollar yen, right? Let's see if I can find it in the list here. Dollar yen. The market has been moving up over the last few days, but traders are short. They were short before we had that bullish breakout, and they're continuing to be short today. So 71% of traders are short, or 71% of positions are short. That indicates further gains, and this is a very good tool to use to validate breakouts. So if you see a breakout like gold, let's take a look. What are people doing with gold? Well, now it's actually 55% of people are long and 45% of people are short. So again, a majority of people are long. It's not the strongest reading though. Ideally, 60% of people would have been long and 40% of people would have been short. That's when you start to get some good value of these. If they're too close to the 50 level, then it doesn't really matter. Here, for example, silver, 80% of people, 79% of people are long. Pound Swissy, 70%. Now, this is not like a holy grail. It doesn't work too well sometimes with some smaller markets. But for some of the majors like dollar CAD, euro dollar, and pound dollar, New Zealand dollar, they work quite well. You can find this on Tool Sentiment, and it's actually one of the more popular pages on TradeCapital. Now here is the DAX, and the DAX is not doing too much, so I would not get involved here. It's trading in a big range. It will be a lot of fun when we break the upside or the downside of this move or this range, but right now I can't see this developing. I can't see this developing into something nice just yet. And again, we're gonna have a big party one day. It's either gonna give us like this bearish move, so we'll be trading back down at the lows here from 2006, or it's gonna give us 15% rise, and we'll be trading at new all-time highs at maybe 15,534 when and if we break this range. So we'll see what sort of the mood is going to be at that point, but we'll trade to the upside. That would not surprise me. And until we break this range, I see absolutely no reason to do anything right here, right now. It's too easy to get chopped up. Okay, I'm going to see if you guys have any quick questions. No, you don't. That's fine. Guys, have a great weekend, and we'll be here on the live technical analysis session. Yuri has some ideas that he's going to share with us. So check that out. It's going to be up. I'm going to see if we can upload them in the next hour or two. As well, you have a little section on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button, and as well to subscribe to the videos and maybe get notifications if you want to have notifications of all videos that we have uploaded. Alright guys, follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to hit the like the video, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend, and thank you so much for joining Mauricio. Goodbye.